Hello everybody and welcome to a very special spooky night of D&D. I am your host Arch and we have a special thing going on tonight. We have two D&D shows that are going to be going on. This one that ran a little late, one of the players that was supposed to be participating tonight is nowhere to be found. So we're just going to roll with it in the meantime. And then after this one, starting roughly around midnight tonight, so in about 3 hours, we're going to have a second D&D one-shot that is going to be run by the Queen Pie. But we'll worry about that later. For now, let me get some spooky music going.
Ooh.
So, let's go around and find out who our players are and who they're playing. Starting with a face that people may not have seen before, unless you tuned into the one-shot. We have Alex.
Hi there, I'm Alex. I have one mutual friend with Arch. Did a one shot with him before. Tonight I'm going to be playing Gerhardt Tretman. He is a human fighter, pretty slim looking dude, bucket helm on top of some chainmail. That's about it.
Alright. Alex, try to get your webcam centered a little more, because you are pretty off-center.
There we are. Come on.
Close enough. And we have Undead.
Hi, I'm Undead. I'm playing Karsus, the Zariel Tiefling Paladin, also in chainmail, and bald redskin, like Tiefling. And he kind of has 3 horns, 2 that go up the side and curl back, and the one kind of in the middle is like a ridge. Also in chainmail, so we're sneaky boys.
So sneaky. As for myself, hi, I'm Arch. I'm going to be the DM for tonight. So, a quick few things to go over. As always, I have the Bardic Stream Die system set up. So what you can do is you can donate money to the stream and give either myself, the DM, or the players here a Bardic Stream Die. There's a thing down below in the info that will show you how much we'll give what kind of dice, and those can be used to help or hinder with the gameplay. That being said, I don't think I have anything else really to say, so let's get into tonight's game then, huh? So, Gerhardt and Karsus, you two are a traveling duo of adventurers. You belong to a relatively well-known adventuring guild established in a nearby city. You have been tasked with investigating a lakeside village not too far away, maybe a couple days' travel. The village has not had contact with the outside world for a couple months now. People are starting to get worried, and it seems like anybody who has been sent there to investigate has not returned, or has returned seemingly gone mad. So, they decided to send 2 more seasoned people to go investigate. You two. The travel on the road has been arduous, but nothing you're not used to. Dark, wet nights, bit chilly this time of year. But other than that, it's been pretty smooth sailing. You have followed the river from the city, following it north to where the Lakeside village is, passing through a village along the way that seemingly reported similar incidents where people would come back mad, if at all, they hadn't had any contact with anybody in the village. The day you arrive, it is about midday. There is a dull fog that has rolled in from the nearby hills. The lake on your right-hand side, the east, seems very still and gray, the fog hovering above the water as well. You can barely make out ahead of you what appears to be the outskirts of the village itself. Why don't we get a bit of an idea of what it is that you guys... What do you guys look like in earnest? So, starting with Gerhardt, you gave a basic description of your outfit and everything. What about you as a person?
Kind of almost a slight constant shake, always moving something around, nervous, just small coif of brown hair, blue eyes on the darker side of those, kind of decently pale skin. I like to stay in my armor a lot. I'm average height. It's a slimmer build, like I said. I got muscles. They just don't show that well.
Okay. And what about you, Karsus?
Karsus is fairly thin. Like I said, bald, horns, kind of 3 with a little ridge in the middle. Red-skinned, black eyes, kind of scarred across the face a little bit, just from errant blades and stuff like that. Kind of stoic, kind of carries himself. Former soldier.
Okay.
So, the exact opposite of Gerhardt.
So Gerhardt's the more timid of the two of you.
Well, he's was described as kind of a little nervous, and Karsus is business.
All right. The two of you arrive. It's midday. Currently, you don't see anybody about. You are on the road approaching from the south. What would you like to do?
I guess we should probably head on in, right? Like just like normal town, normal people. Should be.
I definitely wouldn't call this a normal town.
Yeah. You got that. Yeah.
Let's go. I'll lead.
Sounds good.
Hand on longsword, shield on. Just kind of slowly making his way.
Okay. The two of you make your way into the center of the village from the southern path. As you walk through, you can see that many of the buildings appear dark and cold. The wood seems like it's rotted, as if from dampness in the air, as if the fog had been around for far longer than just the day. You can see there is patches of greenish moss gathering on the sides of some of these buildings. The doors, some of them appear to be almost hanging from their frames. You can hear, more so hear than see off in the distance somewhere, the sound of a door just kind of slowly swinging. Just
How close together are the houses as we're kind of walking?
there's about like a 3-foot wide alley between most of these houses. They're pretty small, 1-story wooden buildings. At most, maybe 3 rooms within each one, you would guess.
Karsus is gonna walk like, if I'm standing in the middle of the road on both sides, about how far is that to the houses?
The road itself is about 10 feet wide.
Okay. Then I'm just going to do a quick prayer to Cord and use a divine sense. 60 feet, undead, fiend, or celestial.
So you close your eyes and cast your senses out, and within the 60 feet, you don't get any presence detected. Nothing seems to blip on your dead dar.
Gerhard, I don't sense anything.
Anything like at all, or just like anything that really shouldn't be here, you know?
Things that shouldn't be here.
Okay. Well, if there's still some people here, do you think maybe they went to like maybe the mayor's hall, or where the guards would be, or something? Maybe like somewhere that seems safe.
What's the biggest building we can see?
The fog makes it a bit difficult for you to see too far ahead. You can only see maybe like 2-3 buildings past, so like figure about a 30-foot range before it gets really hazy. Currently, you just seem to be surrounded by small homes. There may be larger buildings in the town. You just would have to explore in order to locate them. Currently, you can't see anything. Just so I have it, what is your passive perceptions?
10.
Be an 11 for me.
Okay. Don't mind me if you hear rolling. So what are you guys doing?
Let's head further into town. Find a bigger building.
All right.
He starts walking.
You start making your way further in, following the main road here that seems to be heading to the center of the town itself. And the further in you walk, the more you can see that a lot of these houses appear to be abandoned. You can see one of the nearby homes has scrap pieces of wood that looks like they've been nailed across one of the windows in the front. The door itself appears to be partially broken. It looks like there is, wherever the doorknob would have been, looks like it was smashed off. You can see there are small splinters on the ground nearby. The wood itself looks like it has been cracked in a few places. There are small holes, it looks like, in a few places. Another house on the right, you look over and you can see that there's no door at all. It looks like it fell inward into the building. Inside, do either of you have dark vision?
I do.
From where you're standing, you can see just a little bit inside through the darkness, and it looks like there are some leaves that have just blown inside. They're strewn about within. But from where you are, you don't see anything else. You continue making your way further in. As you are walking, it seems... Both of you make an active perception check.
12.
Whopping 7.
Gerhard, you're kind of withdrawn. You're looking around nervously, just trying to figure out what's going on here. Karsus, you, as you're walking, begin to notice that the further in you're going, it seems like the sky is getting darker. It seems like it's just progressively getting more and more closer to nighttime, though based on when you guys arrived here, that should not be the case. You should have several hours of daytime still.
Yeah, Karsus is just going to kind of hold up a hand and stop and just stand for a second, kind of looking around. And then, Gerhard, is it getting darker? If we stand still, does it still get darker? Or only as we're moving?
It seems like the longer you're standing there, yes, you do notice ever so slightly that the light seems to be dimming.
Long sword out.
I hadn't noticed that. I'll draw my great sword from the sheath on my back.
We still don't see any movement.
Make a perception.
9.
Garhart, would you like to roll as well?
Gerhardt wasn't really looking for it. That's Karsus was the one that was going for it.
Fair.
Okay.
Looking around, you don't pick up any movement, at least not in your immediate vicinity that you can tell.
Is there a house with a door open? Or off the hinges?
Yes, nearby there is a house that looks like there's a door that's partially ajar. This one is still on its hinges. You can hear it faintly creaking with faint breezes that seem to pass through. Just
Let's get inside. And Karsus is going to start walking towards the door.
Sounds good. I follow.
all right. You make your way inside. It's a very small, very humble home. You appear to be in what would be like a living room, kitchen, all in one kind of common room. In one corner, you can see that there is a small wood-burning stove. There is what appears to be several discarded pots and pans, a few piles of what looks to be rotted meat, perhaps. There are some flies that seem to be buzzing around over it. There is some shattered glass on the floor nearby that looks to be from a bottle or perhaps a vase. Towards the back ahead of you, there is an open doorway that looks to lead into a bedroom for potentially 2 people, it looks like. There's a fairly large straw bed. And on your right, there appears to be another door that leads into what seems to be a child's room. From where you're standing, you can see that there is colorful drawings on the door. The door itself is currently closed.
What's the size of the rotted meat looking stuff I can see?
Roughly the size of a dinner plate.
Okay.
Looks like it could be a slab of steak or perhaps something else. You're not entirely sure, but it's pretty foul.
Karsus is going to walk to the kids' room, what seems like the kids' room, and kind of listen at the door for a second.
Make a perception.
Nat 20.
Okay.
That's a 20 for me, by the way.
You place your ear against the door and listen. And after a brief moment, you hear what sounds like footsteps. Booted footsteps. Just... ka-dum, ka-dum, ka-dum. And then you hear something scurry. And then you hear silence.
From inside the room?
Mm-hmm.
Gerhardt, there's something here in this room.
Oh gosh. Are we gonna go in?
Karsus shrugs and pushes open the door.
All right.
Or tries to.
You push the door open and look inside. You see a small bed with what appears to be some sort of pink blanket draped across it, kind of haphazardly. Looks to be wrinkled and covered in dust. There's a white dresser against one wall, and a window above the bed itself. You also see that in one corner there's what appears to be a small rocking chair that is currently missing one of the legs. Or I guess the rocking part on one side. It's kind of leaning to the side. Looking in, though, you don't see anything.
Karsus is going to take one step into the room, kind of look around the corner. Sees anything else in here?
Roll a perception.
2.
enough, I also rolled a 2. You step in and look behind, and you don't see anything, just the wall. There's a, what looks like a little coat hanger that has been nailed into the wall. And then there's a quick blur of movement along the floor. You look down and kind of lift a foot up real quick, and you see what appears to be a rat that quickly darts past you and out the door.
Yeah, that's Gerhardt. I heard boot. Wow, I'm blanking. Footsteps. There we go. I heard footsteps, and then I heard scurrying.
I'm assuming.
Can I roll some sort of check for were rat?
Sure, roll a nature check.
Let's see, nature. Oh, I rolled an 8, but I got a 7.
You have a -1?
I have -1 intelligence.
You're not familiar with anything of the sort that would be a were-rat or anything like that. I mean, it's possible that could have been. In which case, it just got away.
I'm not sure, man. This doesn't really. Something's telling me that was just a rat, man. I'm not sure, but those boot steps, that's something to be but maybe you're right. I don't really know right now.
Let's check the other door.
Sounds good.
We start walking to the other door.
You head towards the bedroom in the back. The door itself is open. Inside, you can see that there is what appears to be a queen-sized bed that is... It looks like it's been destroyed. It looks like some sort of sharp instrument was taken and repeatedly thrust into the bed. There are several cut marks along the sheets. No blood, just a lot of damage to the bed itself. There is an armoire across the way from the foot of the bed.
Could I make a perception check on those the damages along the bed?
What are you looking for?
Maybe what kind of weapon was used to make them?
Make a investigation then.
Would I get any bonus from my proficiency in smith's tools? Or
yeah, I'll say you can do proficiency for that then.
Alrighty. 8. An 11.
Based on the way this looks, based on the cuts, the way it seems to have cleanly cut through in certain places, but then it looks like it was a bit more ripped from something. It's definitely a slashing weapon of some sort that did this. Your best guess is that it was something bigger than dagger, definitely. It doesn't look like it was something unwieldy like an axe, though.
So it's some kind of blade, probably a sword of some kind. Just be on the lookout, you know.
Yeah.
You hear outside, out front of this house, you hear more footsteps. These ones very blatantly obvious to both of you. And it sounds like they're going past the door and heading further into town. Just...
Is there a window on that side of the house?
There is a window facing the front. It is partially boarded up.
I try to peek through that crack to see if I can see the person. I don't try to be quiet.
You look out, and from the back, you can't see much of this person. They are humanoid in shape. You can't really make out any details other than they seem to be wearing very dark clothes, or it could just be strange shadowing. You notice that it's a lot darker outside than when you first entered. And they seem to be just walking further into town. Very slowly, but methodically.
Should we go out after them? Do you think?
It's our only clue that we have right now. Sure.
Oh, all right. Let's head on out. You want to take the lead?
Yeah, you can't see, can you?
Not really.
He kind of chuckles at that and starts heading out.
All right, so
Ooh.
you pull back from the window, speak with Gerhardt, and the two of you head out. You step outside, and the figure is nowhere to be seen.
Can you see him anywhere?
No, but we could only see like 30 feet anyway. So
True.
it's definitely possible he's gone. Too far away. Deeper into town?
Crazy idea. I know. Might not be the best one, but we could just try to like yell at him or something. Maybe like ask him if he knows what's going on.
I don't particularly like that idea, but we can, if we can't think of anything better, or we just follow.
Fair point. Remember in which like general direction he was heading?
Further into town.
Gosh. All right, let's. You want to just head on in, try and see if we can catch up?
Let's try to be quiet.
Sounds good.
All right, both of you roll me a stealth check then.
With disadvantage for both.
Yeet.
What's my stealth? So I got a 5.
That's good.
Strong stealth.
I got a 6.
Oh, nice.
Okay. The two of you make your way further into town, trying to be quiet, but your armor seems to just clang and clank against your weapon, your shields. Or shield. The silence around you deafening to the point where any sound you make seems to be amplified and a lot louder. Every footfall you make seems to reverberate off of the nearby houses. And you continue further in. At this point, it is basically nighttime. Gerhardt, you can't see more than maybe a foot in front of your face, and barely at that. Karsus, with your dark vision, you can kind of see through the fog a little bit, but it is difficult. You can see more or less the fronts of these houses, but even looking down the alleyways between them is very, very obscured.
Hey, Karsus, I can't see that well. Unless you have any objections, I'm gonna pull out a torch and light it and see if that'll help me see any better.
A torch, or I have some candles. A little less noticeable, but we'll give you something.
Yeah, sure, that'll work.
I pull out a candle and attempt to light the candle.
Okay. You light the candle. It gives a very faint glow to your surrounding area.
Yep.
Gerhardt, you can see maybe like 10 feet ahead of you.
Yep.
That's better.
Both of you, now that you're closer to the center of town, you start to hear something faintly in the distance, and it seems to pick up as you get closer.
That's worrying.
It sounds like there's a woman somewhere crying.
Oh, this. We should probably go help that person, right?
Is there any check I can make to see if that's real?
Make an insight.
Insight?
I would say insight.
Hey, I'm not the worst at insight. 14.
It sounds like a person. Sounds like they are crying.
Let's head that direction.
Okay.
You start making your way towards where the crying is coming from. It sounds like it's coming from one of the nearby buildings, and as you approach, you can see the telltale sign that it looks like a church of some sort. There is a heavily damaged and broken sign that is lying in pieces on the floor in front of this building. A few wooden steps leading up to the main entrance, windows flanking left and right of the front door. The windows shattered and in pieces. The crying seems to be coming from within the church itself.
Look at Gerhardt and kind of shrug. Should we go in?
You said, Arch, you said that there was a wooden sign in pieces on the ground.
Correct.
We should take a look at that just to be like, I want to. It looks like a church, but like, what if it's something else? You know, we should probably know what we're going into before we do.
All right. Check out the sign.
Yeah. Just
all right.
try to like together.
You can either make an investigation or religion.
I got nothing on either. Actually, I got -1 on both. But I rolled a 16, so 15.
Not bad.
I rolled a natural 20 for a 21.
Nice.
Well then. So Karsus, which one did you roll, by the way? For both of you.
Religion.
I'll go investigation then, I guess.
Makes sense. Paladin.
Okay. Karsus, you kind of bend down and start pulling the pieces together as best as you can. Gerhardt, you have a better idea of how the pieces all fit together and begin assembling them that way. And as you pull the pieces into where they seem to fit most, you find that the symbol on the sign depicts that of what's her name? Erathis. So it appears to be some sort of cog symbol. It's heavily damaged. There are a lot of scratch marks across it. Karsus, you know that Erathis is a pretty common deity that's worshipped in this general area, even the city you guys are from. There are a fair few followers there.
Church of Erathis. Should be a good place, but something's definitely wrong here. How big is it?
Best you can tell from the outside, it looks like it is relatively tall, maybe a single story though, and long. Maybe about 15-20 feet wide. Lengthwise though, it's hard to tell with the fog. It obscures it partway down.
Karthus is gonna walk up towards the doors.
Alright. You make your way towards the doors, and as you approach, the crying seems to fade and become just a very small and almost imperceptible sobbing sound. Gerhardt, are you coming with Karsus to the front door?
Yeah. I'd just like to take an extra second at the sign and follow right behind.
The two of you make your way up to the door. The door itself appears to be barred shut. There are several planks of wood that seem to have been nailed against it. The door currently is inaccessible. You can attempt to force it open or pry the planks off. It is up to you guys how you wish to proceed. There appear to be 3 planks that were placed against the door and nailed in against the frame.
Are you on the stronger side there, Carsus?
Yes.
It doesn't show real well, but I am too. You want to just try to break it open, or do you want to try and find another way in?
I think we should break it open, but 1 second. I'm gonna stand as close to the door as I can. And do a short prayer and divine sense again. 60 feet, celestial fiend, undead.
You cast your senses out once more, and immediately the sense of undeath triggers within your mind. Your sense is picking up that there is definitely something unnatural just on the cusp of your range within the building itself.
There's something evil here.
Okay. Whew. I guess there's no better way to do it than just do it right.
Yeah. Start prying off boards.
All right. Do either of you have a crowbar?
Nope.
Yes, actually I do. I think the Explorer's Pack does, if I remember right.
I believe so.
I have a priest pack, so I don't have anything.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe crowbar gives you advantage on your athletics check.
Indeed, it does for prying, that kind of stuff.
All right, so Gerhardt, make me a athletics with advantage then, since you are using the crowbar, I assume.
Indeedy do. Now I'm gonna take the one that was a natural 1 or a natural 5 for a total of 10.
Okay. You take the crowbar and prop it underneath the first plank, and you can feel the veins popping in your arms, and it just seems to barely move an inch. Just seems like the nails are really, really in there.
Oh, God. Oh, oof. Yeah.
Would you like me to give it a try?
Yeah, sure, go right ahead. But sit down for just a sec.
I grab the crowbar and same thing.
All right, make your check then.
That would be a 21.
On a 21, very easily you're able to take the crowbar and one by one just bink, chink, chink, and the planks just drop to the ground in a pile.
I kind of push on the door a little bit. Does it move?
It swings inward.
Can I see anything?
How far is your dark vision?
60.
Okay. Inside, you can see several pews, most of them rotted, broken, scattered. Still relatively where they were, creating a single aisle down the center, with these pews to the right and left. And the aisle seems to go forward to the end of the church, where you can see that there is a altar with a podium in front of it that is slightly raised up on a platform. And sitting in front of that podium on the platform itself appears to be a woman dressed in all white, tattered clothing, long black hair that is draped forward, obscuring her face, and she is currently hugging her knees to her chest and sobbing. She does not seem to have reacted or noticed your presence.
Is she, like, just barely within my dark vision?
It's just barely within that range.
So that's probably what I sense. longsword. I guess I pick it back up, and Gerhardt, this is probably the thing I sensed.
All right. Great sword back out. Let's do this thing. Yeah.
I'll take the lead since I can see the best.
All right.
Slowly make our way in.
You step inside the church and make your way towards the front. As you pass the first set of pews, you hear the woman change tone. Instead of just the constant sobbing she was making before, it seems like she's still making those weak, whimpering, crying noises, but in between it sounds like she is mumbling to herself. From where you are, you can't make out what she is saying, but she still has not moved. You continue walking forward, and when you're about halfway down, you hear a loud slam, and turning around, you see that the door behind you has slammed shut.
That's never good.
I have thaumaturgy. Is there any way I could tell if that's what it was just then?
Make an Arcana check.
Let's see. Arcana. I got 3.
It could be. It might not be. You didn't see the figure in front of you make any sort of hand motions or anything?
It's only verbal, so...
In that case, it's possible. You didn't see her raise her eyes, though.
Okay. Oh, and it's more than 30 feet, so...
And it's more than 30 feet.
Yep. Hello? I say it not super loud, but loud enough that she could definitely hear me.
She, after a moment, stops sobbing and lifts her head up slowly. You can see a very pale-skinned face, almost bleach white, from beneath the dark hair that's hanging forward, and she looks up and looks at you. And you notice her eyes are entirely black. There is no whites at all. And she continues to mouth something at you, mumbling, whispering it almost. But you can't hear it from here.
I guess we should get a little closer. Like, how close are we to her right now?
About 30 feet away.
I'll take move about 10 feet closer on my end.
I'm going to quickly cast Bless.
All right.
On us.
You call down the blessing of Cord on yourself and Gerhard, and feel that divine light infuse you both.
And I follow. I always stay within 5 feet of him. Does this figure do anything?
She does not appear to do anything immediately. She's looking specifically at you, Karsus, and just seems to be whispering something. You watch as she slowly raises a hand shakily and points at you. And what is your AC?
18.
You don't hear anything at first. And then there's this loud screeching sound of metal against metal as something sharp slices into your back and seems to dig into your flesh.
Oh, fun. I look at it.
You turn around and there's nothing there.
Did I take any damage that I could tell?
Yes. in fact.
Okay.
You took 15 slashing damage.
Oh, okay. I dump. You said 16? I took 16 damage?
15.
Oh, 15. I dump 10 lay on hands on myself. And I was just attacked. Go. And start moving forward.
Alright. Follow behind. I'll try and set my candle down somewhere so that I can actually see while fighting.
Okay. The two of you approach this woman.
Oh, I gotta make a concentration check on Bless. Sorry.
Oh, good.
Constitution plus 2, 18.
All right. You maintain it then. So, as you draw within about 5 feet of the woman, weapons at the ready, you can finally make out what she's saying. And she seems to be saying, in a very quiet whisper, "He's here. He's coming for everyone. No escape. We're all dead."
Can I get a read on that? Does she seem hostile towards us?
Make an insight.
Crap. 10.
She seems unarmed and, frankly, barely conscious of your presence other than the fact that she is looking at you. It seems like she is zoned out, for a better word. For lack of a better word.
I'm gonna kneel down near her. I'll just set my great sword down on the ground, put a hand on her shoulder, and just like try to shake a little bit and see who.
Your hand passes through her. And as it does so, there appears to be a translucency that begins to take shape on her. Whereas once she seemed very solid and part of the surroundings, now she is semi-corporeal.
Pick up the great sword, stand back up. Carsus, we should might want to get going.
The mansion. Is that mansion?
Mansion. What stabbed me?
He was here. He was there.
Is she still pointing anywhere?
No, she has pulled her hand back.
This thing is invisible?
You see her slightly shake her head. He can go where he wants, unseen. Except to those who have the eyes to see him.
How do we get these eyes to see him?
She just shakes her head.
She didn't do anything else?
Mm-mm.
Let's head to this mansion.
Yeah. Let's just get out of here.
Yeah. Be careful, I was stabbed in the back.
Both of you make perception checks.
Ooh, I actually rolled all right on that. Oh, 17.
Okay.
Plus 0.
You, as you're about to walk away, notice that it seems like she has used one of her nails and etched something into the wood of the raised platform. And as you look closer, it appears to be almost like a very crudely drawn sketch of the mansion itself, it seems like. You see a big home, it looks like it's been etched into, with several windows and a large double door in the front. And it seems like in front of that there is an etching of a very crudely drawn figure. It's more stick figure-like than anything, very poorly made. But then there is a fair amount of detail to the face, which there are eyes, no mouth, no nose. Just a circle with the eyes drawn on. And in the hand of this figure appears to be some sort of crudely drawn blade.
I kind of point at it to make sure Gerhardt sees it as well. Uh, do I know of any creature, eyes, no mouth, no nose? Can teleport or be invisible?
Make a Arcana or Nature check.
I'm gonna go with Arcana. It's
Okay.
the same. It's the same -1, but 11.
I would like to try to make the same with a 13.
You give it some serious thought. You've never heard of anything of a humanoid form like this based on the depiction. That being said, the depiction is very crudely made. There are some creatures in the world that have the ability to teleport or go about very silently. Beyond that, though, nothing specific rings a bell.
Oh, no, to the mansion, I guess.
Yeah, that seems to be where we should go.
You make your way outside, and looking around, the fog seems to have descended. You can see it still clinging to the ground, moving as you take each step, but you can strangely see above the fog, which seems no higher than your waist. The buildings around you have a bit more clarity to them now. There is a half moon in the sky, shedding a bit of pale light on the area. In the immediate area, you do not see any form of mansion or anything, however.
So we're gonna have to walk around some more.
I guess. Light up a torch.
All right. Grab one from my pack and light it. Put out the candle and hand it back.
I snuff the candle.
All right. The torch sheds some light, a bit better, giving you I believe it's a 30-foot bright light, 30-foot dim. In your surroundings, you can see now with the light casting the shadows, the homes all seem silent, dark. None of them appear to be anything like what you'd expect a mansion to be.
The depiction of the mansion had a bunch of windows on it, right? If I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably just look for a building that might not be what we call a mansion, but like just one that has maybe a lot of windows. seems like nice for this area.
That makes sense. Further into town or out of town?
Well, I bet would be probably more in.
All right. We continue further into town.
So currently you guys are at about the dead center of town. This seems like it's pretty much the town square. From here you could go back south the way you came, or you can follow the road north, east, or west. The road that you took goes further north and seems a lot bigger. The east and west roads are a bit more narrow, about 5 feet in width.
The wider road would give us more view, more buildings to actually see.
All right. We head north.
All right. You begin following the road north, passing more of these decrepit, abandoned homes. And occasionally you hear what sounds like footsteps echoing from some of the nearby alleyways, and they seem to be random in location. You'll hear it on your left behind you, and another moment later it seems like it's coming from further ahead of you on the right. Always just a few footsteps and then silence.
There's something following us. Maybe the thing that stabbed me.
Maybe. Probably might be what we heard in that other house too.
It's also a possibility. Should we continue on?
Yeah. I don't see us really making any progress any other way.
We keep walking.
All right.
I'm going to try to pay attention to the footsteps. And are they like running away, or are they footsteps, then they disappear, then footsteps?
It's footsteps, then they disappear, then footsteps.
Okay.
So you continue heading north. Both of you give me perception checks, since you're both on alert now.
12. I think that's like the fourth 12 that I've rolled today.
I got a 14.
Okay. The two of you make your way, keeping an eye out. You hear these footsteps continually seeming to echo. And after a moment, Gerhardt, you feel something distinctly painful and very sharp slash through your armor and into your back, similar to Karsus.
Oh, wonderful.
There's a loud screeching and grinding of metal against metal as you feel your flesh being parted. And you take 9 slashing damage.
Upon the sound, I immediately whip around to try to catch sight of whatever it is.
Make a dexterity check, let's say.
5.
You whip around, and there is, for the briefest instant, a blur of something standing behind Gerhardt. But as you turn around to get a full view of it, it's gone.
I saw something for a moment behind you. You're stabbed?
Yeah. But, I feel around, and does it feel like the armor in where it went through is damaged at all?
There appears to be a very deep gash that went through the armor and cut into you.
Okay.
So there is a nice rend in the armor itself.
Oh, it hurt. That's not good. Just let's just pick up the pace a little.
Agreed. Move faster.
You pick up the pace and continue to head further north. The road seems to be leading out of town, and as you approach, you can see from where you are to the northwest, up on a nearby hill, you can see what appears to be a mansion. There are currently no lights on from this distance that you can see. There is a small dirt path leading up to the front. You can see that there are several sets of windows indicating that there is a second floor to this building. The trees in the nearby area around the mansion seem dead and gnarled, reaching towards the sky. And there's a low-bearing fog that seems to extend out from the town and is surrounding the mansion as well.
That's got to be the mansion, right?
I don't think there's anything else. It could be.
Glad we went down the right road. Well, it's probably where we should go.
Agreed. You start heading towards the mansion.
All right.
Yeah.
You make your way following the dirt path that leads to the front of the mansion. And as you get closer, you can see that there is no signs of living here within recent times. It looks like the doors, are closed and locked. There is a thick layer of dust that seems to be coating the front porch. The house itself, very much a old style, American Southern style mansion. There is a dirt path leading around back of the house, and there is the front door. There are 2 sets of windows to the right and the left, and similarly on the second floor.
Well, it already knows we're here, so I don't think there's any reason to go to the back of the house.
Yeah, should we just knock on the front door, see if it'll let us in?
All right, you can do that.
Okay. I go up and give it a solid knock, 2 times.
You knock on the door, and you can hear it reverberating within. Just... There's silence. There doesn't appear to be any response.
Sure. I try to open the door.
The door appears to be locked.
Maybe the back door's open.
Looking at this, what's the likelihood that we could break the door?
With the crowbar that you have, probably pretty easy.
Okay. How about we use that crowbar?
Oh yeah, sure. You wanna give it a shot, or you want me to?
Either way.
All right, I'll go for it.
All right, roll with advantage.
Natural 20.
Hey,
You
nice.
very easily jam the crowbar into the space between the two doors as they are currently shut, and just give a great heave, and you hear the wood begin to splinter and bend, and eventually the doors swing inward, with you disengaging the locking mechanism on the door handle. Inside, you find yourself in a main foyer area. On your left, there is a closed door, and on your right, there is a similar closed door. Straight ahead, there is a set of stairs that appear to go up to the second floor. To the left of the stairs, against the wall, there is a door as well. And against the same... Straight ahead of you, to the right a little bit, to the right of the stairs, is a hallway leading towards the back of the house. So door on the left, door on the right, stairs ahead, left of the stairs is another door, right of the stairs is a hallway.
Path of the least resistance.
Yeah, sure. Try not to open any doors until you need to, I guess.
Right. Karsus is going to start making his way down that hallway.
I'll follow.
All right. The two of you make your way down the hallway. It goes on for about 40, 50 feet. On the right-hand side, you can see that there is two doors, one after the other, roughly 5 feet apart. On the left-hand side, across from the second door, there is another door as well. And straight ahead, you can see that there is a door that seems to lead out to the back.
Are there any, like, torch holders on the walls or any, like, unlit...
Sconces?
Sconces.
There are some wall sconces. They are all currently out.
I'll go ahead and light them with the torch.
All right, you light it up. The hallway is significantly brighter now.
Goodbye, darkness.
My old friend.
That's why I was... When you said to the back of the house, does it seem like it goes outside or just to more of the house in the back? Okay, it is.
It's the back door.
All right. Should we try one of these doors?
Yeah, I guess. Your choice which though.
How many doors were there?
3. 2 on the right, 1 on the left.
The one closest to the middle of the house
would be the one on the right.
On the right. Okay. I want to kneel down. Is there space enough between the door and the floor to slide my longsword under it?
Just barely. It would probably be a very tight fit.
Okay. I can't do the look in under the door with the sword trick.
There's not that much room now.
Yeah, no.
It's maybe less than an inch of space.
I kind of stand to the side of the door and try the handle.
The door is unlocked.
Look at Gerhardt. Should I open it?
Yeah, I guess.
I'll just handle and push it open.
You push the door open. Gerhardt being the one standing in front of the door, you see inside first. Inside, against the far wall ahead of you, is a bed, what appears to be a small bed for a child. And on the southern wall, to your right, there is a similar bed as well. Both beds appear to be made and have a very thick layer of dust and some cobwebs trailing from them.
It's the kid's room. So yeah, it hasn't been used in a while, or if ever.
If I look in, does it look like there's any dust that's been moved? Has it looked like anyone has stepped foot in this, or it's all fairly even?
Make an investigation.
I don't wanna. Hey, 15.
This room looks pristine in that it does not appear to have been touched in a very long time.
I agree with your assessment. Nothing's been in here for a very long time. Should we try the next door?
Yeah.
Uh, the right side had the 2 doors, correct?
Yep.
I opened the other one on the right.
You open the other door on the right. Inside, there is what appear to be, on the north wall to your left, there are several rows of shelves in a large case. All of the shelves appear to be empty. Several strands of cobwebs and thick layers of dust covering it. Next to that, on the north wall, are what appear to be 2 broken barrels with what seems to be long rotted compost of some sort, probably some sort of vegetation that was stored within. On the southern wall is a smaller shelving that is empty except for a single vial that looks to have been shattered, some sort of strange caustic liquid that has mostly dried up and left a stain on the wood. To the right of that, there is, in the corner, another barrel that is not broken.
Should we check out that barrel?
Yeah. This should be pretty easy.
Like, they go up to the barrel and try to pry off the lid?
Easy enough to do. You pull off the lid, and inside there is some dirty, stagnant water. You can see that there is some vegetation that has begun growing on it. It has a very odorous smell to it.
I put the lid back on it. Just kind of look around the room. There doesn't seem to be anything else missing from the door.
Make a perception.
15.
Okay. On a 15, you look around seeing if there's anything else out of place in the room, and you don't seem to notice anything out of the ordinary. As you're about to close the door and step out, above you on the second floor, you hear what sounds like dum, 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 dum.
A door opened and closed on the second floor. I heard footsteps again.
That's probably someone. We should go deal with that whole thing.
And I believe that is where we are going to take a quick 5-minute break. So, we are going to go on a quick break, give everybody a chance to get up, stretch the legs, get something to drink or whatnot, use the bathroom. We will be right back, so don't go anywhere. Alright, we're back, and I have something special to put on the stream for everybody to see. Because I didn't put it up in the beginning, so I'm going to put it up now. Pupper Cam, now with Shark Travis.
Oh, yeah. I didn't notice you didn't have it up at first.
Travis, hey.
He's asleep.
I'm gonna show everybody your costume. You're gonna fall off your bed, Yeti. The shark dog. Something cute and sweet to distract you from the fact that you're about to get murdered.
Yeah, you almost did half my health in one go, the first thing.
I bet it is. I bet it is. Shark Travis. Alright, so. You had just heard footsteps above.
I don't remember if I said it, but I will say it now. Footsteps above, the door open and closed.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go check that out.
Now I remember I did say that. Just repeating myself. We start heading towards the stair, or I start heading towards the stairs. In the middle.
Okay. You head back to the foyer and go up the stairs. The stairs go straight up. As you arrive at the second floor, you appear to be in a hallway. Straight ahead of you on the right-hand wall, there is a doorway that is currently closed. To your left, ahead of you, there is another doorway that is closed. And from where you're standing, if you turn left, there is another hallway that goes in kind of an L shape. Back behind and then off to the right. Your left.
No doors on that side?
There is a door to your immediate left. From where you're currently standing, you don't see any doors, but the hallway goes out of sight behind you.
Is there any way for me to tell, like, direction where I heard the sound from downstairs where we were?
Based on where you were, it would have been the room that's on your right here.
All right. It sounded like it came from this direction.
All right.
And I head to that door.
Yeah.
All right. You opening it?
I'm gonna listen outside it for a second beforehand.
All right. Make a perception.
9.
You put your ear up against the door and wait a moment, but you don't seem to pick up anything.
I do the thing I did at the other door, stand off kind of to the side. Try the handle.
The door swings open. Inside, you find yourself looking at what appears to be a small library, a personal library. There's a row of shelves, a large bookshelf that is directly in front of you. Off to your right-hand side, there is one against the wall. And there appear to be several rows of these bookshelves throughout the room. The room itself looks to be maybe 30 feet wide, 40 feet long.
How many bookshelves in total, did you say?
In total, there are 6 bookshelves.
Okay.
I'm gonna make my way up to the bookshelves. I'm gonna, can I make an investigation check looking for any, like, of those classic pull down the book, reveal the secret passageway?
Sure, make an investigation.
I'm standing next to him
9.
to where I can see his back where the thing has stabbed us every time.
Okay.
Just kind of staying on watch.
What did you roll, Alex?
9 total.
9. You start pulling books at random off the shelf. Nothing seems to trigger. Many of these books appear to be just recreational reading.
Okay, that was the question I was going to ask. Does one of them say Necronomicon or any of that on the side?
Make a investigation check.
I don't know why I keep looking. 10 minus 1, so 9.
Not that you notice.
I help pull books off the shelf until we stop.
How long are you planning on going?
Gerhardt started it. I'm waiting for him to stop.
We'll probably stop after like a minute of it just not working.
Yeah, there are a lot of books in this room. For you to go through all of them would probably take a substantial amount of time.
Yeah, so just like after a minute, it's like not really sure if this is gonna work out.
And there's nothing kind of looking down the ends of the bookshelves and everything like that. There's no other door or anything like that.
There is another door on the southern wall that is currently closed as well.
We were looking for a secret door. There was a real door all along.
There was.
Listen at the real door.
What'd you get?
A 4.
You hear a door. You put your ear up against it and think you might have just gotten a splinter.
Knock, knock, knock. Mahogany.
That is definitely a wood.
Yes. I try the handle. Doing the standing to the side.
The door swings inward towards you.
Oh, towards. Okay.
And looking out, it appears to be a hallway. Across from the door, there is another door going south. Further down the hall to the west, there is a door on the southern wall as well, about 10 feet away from the one near you. And you can see that the hallway then turns to the right, assumably back towards that stairwell area where you were.
Kind of quiet in here.
Yeah.
Like a lot quieter than just like an empty house would be, man. This is not a great time, you know.
Certainly isn't. Should we keep opening doors?
Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do.
Go to the next closest door.
That would be the one south of you.
Go to the south door.
You
Try the handle.
Try the handle. The door swings inward. Inside, there are what appear to be 2 large wash basins, porcelain tubs, side by side. In the far bathtub, there appears to be some sort of dark liquid.
I don't know. I'll take a step closer and try to see what that liquid is.
Right. You roll an investigation.
13.
You're a pretty seasoned fighter. You dip a finger in, and can immediately tell that this is blood.
Oh, yep. It's what you think it is. I say over my shoulder.
Okay, judging by the size of the house, is just kind of general.
Mm-hmm.
Would it seem like I'm in the middle-ish?
You are at the front.
Where's at the front? Okay.
The southeastern corner. Bottom right
Oh.
corner of the house.
Quick prayer, pop in divine sense. 60 feet, celestial fiend, undead.
You do not detect anything.
The one bath was filled with blood. Other one,
Other
what's it
one
filled?
is empty.
I like to kind of look around the room, just kind of checking things out.
Okay. What are you looking
Looking
for?
something weird that shouldn't be there. This just seemed other than the thing of blood, obviously.
Make a perception check.
9. I'm switching dice.
Probably a good idea. Looking around, you don't see anything that appears to be really out of the ordinary. Nothing catches your eye.
Should we just continue on?
Yeah, let's get into another room. One with less blood.
Next door.
Any towels in the bathroom, by the way?
No. There does not appear to be any towels.
Try to, awkwardly, flick the blood off, but it's just not working.
Okay. Who's leading the way?
It's Karsus. It's Karsus.
Yeah. Do you keep lighting sconces as we walk around?
Yeah. I should probably have said that.
Okay.
I kind of thought it too. I was like, oh, that's a good idea.
Okay. That's a natural one. Gerhardt, as you are walking away from the bathtub, you ever so slightly hear something behind you. Coming from the bathtub.
I turn around, take a look.
You see a humanoid figure rising out of the blood with a large machete-like blade ready to slash down at you.
Karsus?
I was gonna say, oh god, I turn around and start heading back into the room.
Roll initiative.
Yay!
Ooh,
Almost perfect. 19.
nice. And I got a 12.
Alright, hang on. I'm gonna need to write this down. What is it?
19 for me.
Mm-hmm.
And 12 for me.
Okay, Karsus, you are up first.
Quick question. Does this thing have a nose or mouth?
It is currently drenched in blood. It appears to be some sort of humanoid figure wearing what looks like a drenched, very heavy leather jacket and pants. Their face appears to be covered in some sort of very plain white mask with just 2 eye holes.
Okay. And it is 5 foot from Gerhardt, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I move up next to him.
Okay.
And I am going to slash at it with my longsword.
Okay, go ahead.
Come on. Nat 20.
Funny enough, that's gonna hit.
I can't believe it. So would you like me to double the dice I roll or roll double the dice? Oh, and I'm also smiting the hell out of this.
Roll double the dice.
Okay. So that's 2d8 plus burning a spell shot. For 1 or 2 extra d8s, is it an undead or fiend?
It is not.
Alright, so that is a total of 4. I wish I would use my once per day Searing Smite, but I didn't. Okay, what's my bonus? Plus 4. 14, 15, 18, 22 damage. I am super nervous. And I am down to my last spell slot.
How much?
22.
Not bad.
22. And my turn.
Okay. It is the mysterious murder figure's turn. It is going to take its machete and do 2 attacks. One against Gerhardt and one against Karsus.
I'm going to use my reaction to whip my shield in front of the one going at Gerhardt, make that one at disadvantage.
Alright, so let's do against you, Karsus, first. That is a 25 to hit.
Funnily enough, yes.
Okay. That is 6 slashing damage. And then disadvantage against Gerhardt. Okay, does a 14 hit you, Gerhardt?
That'll be a negative.
Okay, so it slashes out and cuts into you, Karsus, and then does a second slash against Gerhardt, but you manage to intercede your shield and block it out of the way just in time. And it's standing in front of you and then seems to disappear. The blood in the tub seeming to ripple from the sudden displacement of the person that was in it. Gerhardt.
I'm gonna do a quick 180, just look over my shoulder, see if he's behind us.
You don't currently see him.
Alright, I'm not gonna... I'll take the dodge action.
Alright.
Best choice. And that'll be my turn as I'm just kind of like standing there, hands on my great sword, looking, making sure that he's not there.
Okay. Karsus.
I take the dodge action.
Alright. You're staying in the room?
Yes, for the moment.
Okay. You both take the dodge action. Excuse me. You wait for a moment. And then you hear another splashing noise. And turning around, you see that the figure is standing in the bathtub again. And is going to take a double slash at you, Karsus.
With disadvantage because of dodge?
Well, that definitely misses with the 13.
Yes.
Whoa. Okay, that's a 24 to hit.
That'd be a yes.
That is 9 slashing damage. As it appears, takes a slash at you, you manage to knock it to the side, takes another slash at you, and this time is able to get past your defenses and cuts a deep gash through your shoulder. And then disappears in another puff. Or not a puff, I should say, but just seems to vanish. And the blood begins to roil from the displacement again.
We should probably get out of the room. Let's get moving.
Well, Gerhard, it's your turn.
I'll take the dodge action and walk out of the room.
Okay. You take the dodge action and walk out of the room. And step into the hallway, where you are greeted by a blood-drenched figure.
Oh god. Action surge.
Does a 20... or not, sorry, does a 17 hit you?
That is exactly my AC, so yes.
Okay. You take...
Protection.
9 slashing damage. As this strange enemy seems to have been waiting for one of you to step out and slashes into you and bites deep into your shoulder with its blade. Now you may action surge.
Yes, that I will do. I am going to strike him with my great sword, attempting to trigger a disarming attack.
Okay.
Does a 21 hit the creature?
You know, funny enough, that does.
Awesome. So he needs to make a DC 13 strength saving throw.
Okay. You hit directly into the hand that is holding the blade. And you see the blade cut a good halfway through the creature's wrist. The blade beginning to drop out of its hand. But then you watch as the hand seems to suddenly tighten its grip, even as it's nearly severed off. And you watch as some of the ligaments in the wrist begin to pull back together, and the wrist seems to pop back into place.
That's discomforting. That's 13 points of slashing damage to him, and then I'm going to use my bonus action, Second Wind. You regain... Hey, perfect. Awesome. To regain 14 hit points.
Okay, you do that.
And that is my go.
Alrighty.
Got him out here, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, I did that order of operations wrong. Oops. Oh, result was the same. The attack that it did against you should have been at the end of the turn.
That's fine.
Oh well. Okay. Karsus.
Is it in the hallway still, or did it disappear again?
It is still in the hallway.
Do I want to do this? I look at it and say, drop. And I cast command. So it has to make a DC 13 wisdom saving throw. You speak one word command to a creature you can see within range. The target must succeed the wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn. If it's undead, it doesn't affect it. If it can't speak my language, it doesn't affect it. I didn't ask it to harm itself, so that doesn't matter. It can only do that command on its next turn, and then its turn ends.
Alright. You speak the command word and cast the spell. And the person creature just kind of turns its head and looks at you.
I move up next to Gerhardt. And I think I end my turn. I use my Channel Divinity Vow of Enmity.
Okay.
Wait, it's within 10 feet of me, right? Because I'm behind him with his 5 feet, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So I now have advantage on all attacks for 1 minute.
Alright. You do that. That is your turn?
it is my turn. I move, action, bonus action.
Okay. End of your turn, it's going to take a legendary action,
Will.
which I forgot to do properly for the first attack before. And it's going to machete Gerhardt, since he is in front of him.
Sounds about right.
22 to hit.
Yeah.
That is 10 slashing damage.
Big oof.
And then for its turn, it is going to disappear and seems to vanish from sight.
Darn. Wasted my last spell.
Gerhardt.
I'm gonna peek back into the bathroom. Does it look to be in the tub?
Does not appear to be in the room.
I don't know where it is this time.
Stay near me.
Will do. Can I ready an action to attack it if it reappears near us?
Sure.
Awesome, we'll do that.
Okay. That is what you do. You prepare yourself in case of the creature appears again, ready to attack. Karsus!
How bad is Gerhardt looking? HP wise.
Gerhardt is looking a little bit over half.
Okay.
Like more like just under 3/4.
If one had to describe it perhaps using the term bloodied.
Little more than bloodied.
A little better than bloodied. Not
Yep.
quite bloodied yet.
Soon to be.
Soon to be bloodied. Trademarked.
Hold my action. If I can swipe him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both of you make perception checks.
It's this one. 12.
13.
I switched dice.
Both of you hear the front door below swing open and then slam shut.
You think that's someone leaving or coming in?
I think it's probably a trick.
Could be. Also, what the hell was that?
No idea.
Well, you guys seem to be out of initiative for now. You wait a few seconds, nothing seems to re-engage.
Terrifying.
I'm just staying within 5 feet of Gerhardt, just still looking around. For a little bit.
Alright. You wait a couple minutes. 5.
Not a couple, 10 seconds.
Nothing happens within the 10 seconds.
We should start moving together.
Yeah. Let's do that.
We start downstairs or back to the rooms.
Let's clear the upstairs. Let's clear upstairs.
I go to the next door and I just push it open. I'm
Uh,
doing this kind of fast.
Which one?
Whatever the next door is that we haven't opened.
The next one would be the southern door. You swing the door open. Inside appears to be a master bedroom of some sort. Against the western wall, there is a king-size bed. Across from you, there is a dark and empty hearth. And to the right of the hearth, your left, against that same wall in the corner, appears to be a wooden box.
Look in the box.
What's in the box, man?
Oh, it's my wife's head. Damn.
Huh?
I said, oh, it's my wife's head. Damn.
Yep, you got it. It's your wife's head.
Does the box look locked?
It does not appear to be locked.
Okay. I kind of step off to the side and kind of motion for Gerhardt to follow me to the side and try to like flick it open with my longsword.
You flick it open. Inside, there appears to be what looks like the pommel, or looks like the pommel / hilt of some sort of blade.
Can I make a check on this? Like, to maybe try and see, like, if it's anything I recognize, like a specific type of blade or anything?
Sure.
What check would you like me to make?
Investigation with proficiency because of your whatchamacallit.
Sounds good.
Your toolkit.
Yes. Well, it's not going to be much more amazing, and that's going to be a whopping 12.
It appears to be the hilt of a longsword.
So, a long sword hilt. With that same investigation check, or I can roll a new one if you want. Can I like check the kind of inside, quote unquote, area, to see like if not necessarily the inside, just see if there's any like marks to show if it was removed like quickly or if it was done like cleanly. You know, if it was broken or something.
Part of that investigation, there doesn't look like there was ever a blade attached to it.
Okay. It's just a hilt. No blade was made for this.
That's odd.
Yeah.
I lay on hands each of us for 4 each.
Ooh.
Okay.
Thank you.
For those counting, I have 2 in my pull left. Also known as get you back from unconscious twice.
Mm-hmm.
What do I roll for creepy cursed sword handle?
Arcana, I guess. I mean, what are you trying to...
This is weird. Is trying to figure out what's wrong with this. Why this seems odd thing to just have in a box.
Roll an Arcana.
In a creepy 8.
You're not sure? I mean, it could just be maybe a keepsake.
I pick it up.
You pick it up.
Look at it. Does it do anything? Just a
Make an investigation.
7.
It's
Switching dice again.
A longsword hilt.
I guess we carry on, and I put it in my pack.
Okay. So where are you guys going?
Next door, I guess.
The next one would be following down the hallway towards the west side of the house. Going down the hallway, turning right, you can see that you're back in the main stairway area. To your left is a door, and further ahead on the left is a door, and on the right side is the door leading to the library that you just went through earlier.
On to the left, we have doors number 1 and 2. which one you want to go through.
What's behind door number 1?
You open up the door, and inside appears to be another bedroom. Directly in front of you, against the north wall, is a desk with several sheets of parchment and a book with a green binding. Against the west wall, there is a large armoire along with a small hearth next to it. And on the eastern wall, to your left, there is what appears to be a large bed. Designed for a single person, but a large bed nonetheless.
Check out the table, or the desk with the papers. I flip open the book.
You flip open the book, and all of the pages appear to be blank.
Like all of them, beginning, like the beginning, about middle, end.
All blank.
It's an empty book. The papers next to it.
Similarly blank.
This is pretty weird.
Would I have any way of knowing using a candle and doing the look for secret writing thing at all?
I don't know, would you?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Then no.
Okay. I at least can't think of a reason why off the top of my head.
Oops.
Should we take it just in case?
Yeah, might come up useful.
I take the papers. I leave the book. Unless Gerhardt takes the book.
Sure. I'll take the book.
All right.
Then should we head on over to the other room? The one was on the same wall.
Yeah.
All right.
Open door, or try to.
You open the door. Inside, there appears to be a kind of a relaxation room. There is a mat on the floor. Oh, Travis! You okay, buddy? Come here. He just fell off his bed. Hold on.
Of course he did.
Oh, poor buddy. Hey. Where are you? Come here. All right. Come here. Come here. Okay. He's all right. He just fell down. Supposed to be a vicious shark. Jesus Christ. All right. You find a relaxation room of some sort. There is a small hearth against the western wall. There is a mat on the floor against the north wall that looks to be like a stretching area or something like that. And against the southern wall, there appears to be a wooden rocking chair.
I'm gonna go over to that mat.
I follow.
Lift it up, see if there's like any trap door underneath it or anything. Well, that wouldn't really make that much sense if we're on the second floor, but who knows? Who knows?
You lift the mat, and there is a few spiders that seem to just kind of scuttle away.
Yeah, I totally knew that there wasn't one under there. Just had to be sure, you know?
I look at the little hearth, just kind of looking around, checking for any trap doors sort of thing, secret entrance thing, because this room is also weird.
Make an investigation.
4.
There doesn't appear to be anything out of the ordinary. It looks like a hearth.
Next door
That is all the doors.
that we have seen. And we didn't run into anything going up, have we?
What do you mean?
Oh, is the second floor the highest floor?
Yep.
Or is there a third floor? Okay.
What if there's not a second floor, but a basement? I mean, not a third floor, but a basement.
Yeah, maybe. I guess we didn't check all downstairs.
Yeah, I think we didn't either.
You guys
Or
gonna
we
go back
could follow-
downstairs?
Or we could follow that thing out the front door. But it can just move around, so I don't know.
I think we should just check out the doors down there first.
Okay. Downstairs. Start opening doors again.
Okay. You both make your way back downstairs. As you're about halfway down, Gerhardt, high or low?
Always high.
Okay. Does a 27 hit your AC?
Shoot.
Yes.
Okay, which means it gets... That is 11 slashing damage, as this creature seems to appear behind you and cuts into your back again. Roll more initiative.
Holy...
Hey, that's pretty solid.
I rolled a 19 again on initiative.
Okay.
I have no bonus. Just rolled 2 19s on.
What'd you get?
I rolled an 18, but I have a +2 initiative for a total of 20.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Okay, in that case, Gerhardt, it is your go first.
Immediately draw my great sword and turn around, see this dude. Is it the same motherfucker as before?
It is indeed.
Alrighty. I will take swing at him.
Do it.
Natural 20.
That'll definitely hit.
Awesome.
Funny enough.
And oh yeah, how crazy is that?
That seems weird.
Let's make that. I'm gonna make that another disarming strike.
Okay.
So I'm gonna need him to make another strength save. See if he can hold on.
That is a dirty 20.
Ooh, dang. He gets to hold on to his weapon. So that's 24 points of damage total to him.
Okay.
that is my go.
All right, Karsus.
All right. So, as a bonus action, I'm going to use my Legacy of Avernus Searing Smite, which casts at a 2nd level.
Okay.
So, as a bonus action, I cast that. So, the next time I hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, I deal an extra 1d6 fire damage. This will be 2d6 because I upcast it. And if it fails the Constitution saving throw, it'll be on fire. Oh, actually, if I hit, it's on fire. It can make a save to stop being on fire. And then I'll swing it with my longsword.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm missing that. That would be an 8.
No.
Okay. That's concentration up to a minute on my strike. So it's just the next time I hit it, unless I drop concentration.
Okay. That's it?
Yep. So
Okay.
I rotate a little bit to make sure we're next to each other and this creature.
Okay. The end of your turn, legendary action, it is going to slash at you, Karsus.
Boom.
19 hit.
Yeah, about 1.
Okay. 7 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then as its action, it's going to do a double slash at Gerhardt.
One of those is at disadvantage as I use my reaction.
Okay. Well, that was a 17 and a 20.
Well, it kept you from a 20.
It definitely kept you from a 20.
But it still hit.
And then second slash is a 27.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a reaction to parry one of those to take 6? Yeah, that's a 6. To take 8 less damage.
Okay. So that was 7 damage and 10 damage.
So then, did you already take off the 8 or?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so 9 damage. Alrighty.
And then it is going to disappear. And Gerhardt, it's your turn.
This thing is hurting me, dude. This thing is getting me down.
Same.
Not really sure. Let's just keep moving. That seemed to kind of sort of work last time.
We are
Get
still in
us-
initiative.
Oh, yeah. I'll take the dodge action and kind of get a little closer to Karsus.
We are as close as we could be without being in the same square.
Yes, exactly that. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Karsus.
Held action uses your reaction, correct?
Yes.
Oh, wait. I forgot to do my concentration check. 12 plus 2, 14. It did 7 damage, so I'm good.
Yep.
I take the dodge action and end my turn.
Okay. It reappears next to both of you. And is going to do a slash against each of you. Gerhardt. That's a 30.
With its disadvantage, oh my gosh.
It rolled 2 19s.
Oh
Boo.
boy, that's gonna be fun.
I hear a squeaky toy.
Yep. Sorry about that.
All good. And against you, Karsus. Well, that's a 14. So 14.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so Gerhardt, you take 6 slashing damage.
Alrighty.
And the creature is not going to teleport this time.
Immediately suspicious.
Something is having fun with that squeaky toy.
Yes, he is.
Cool. Alright, Gerhardt, it's your turn.
I'm kind of standing on my my last legs here.
I got nothing unless you go down. I'm not gonna waste the last 2 points.
Trust me, no, I do. I'm not gonna. There's no.
Same.
You go right ahead and do that. I'll take my great sword. And I'm going to make a great weapon master attack at it. So I'm gonna take a -5 to the hit.
Okay.
And if I hit, +10 to damage.
Okay.
This is just a straight roll for me.
Got Moxie Kid.
Nope. That's a 6 on the die.
Crap.
And I have nothing I can do as a bonus action, so that's gonna be it for me.
Okay. In which case, Karsus, it's your go.
Sword still alight.
Uh-huh.
It is my only chance. I attack the darkness. Oh, this is the worst. It's worse than getting too low. It is in the middle. 15 to hit.
That's gonna miss.
Crap. I'm out of everything. Yep. And my turn.
Okay. Legendary action, it is gonna take 3 slashing attacks at you, Karsus.
Oh.
You and your fire sword.
No, not my sword. I haven't even been able to use it.
That's a dirty 20.
Hit.
18 to hit.
Matches.
27 to hit.
Yep. I'm almost certainly dead. Or down.
10 damage.
I'm on tree.
10 damage.
I'm on -7. I
5
take
damage.
2. I was gonna say I take 2 failed death saving throws.
That is 2 failed death saving throws then.
Yes, sirree.
Okay.
I'm in hell.
Gerhardt, you see this horrifying person slash 3 times viciously at Karsus. The first one cutting a very deep gash across Karsus's chest. The next one slashing deep into the shoulder near the neck. And you see Karsus drop to the ground. And then it takes the machete and stabs it down into the body once. And you see Karsus's body convulse. And then it looks at you. And it's your turn.
Disengage action to run out.
Okay.
I respect your decision.
You run the 30 feet. I don't believe you can dash since you're disengaging.
Yeah.
And you run outside. Karsus. Make a death save.
Come on, just a 1 just to make this fun. Darn it, 11. I got 2 ones.
You are still alive.
Boo, because I'm about to not be.
Its turn. Gerhardt, you don't know what happens.
I'm dead.
Gerhardt, it's your turn.
Dash run. Just out of town. Whichever way is whichever road is the closest.
Okay.
I'm not.
How full is the
going back
second
there.
bathtub with my blood?
So Gerhardt, you flee town. You run dead sprint through the center of town and make your way south. As you're running through town, you swear you can hear the woman crying, seeming to echo through the town itself and trailing behind you as you flee. And you never hear from your friend Karsus again.
About what I expected.
And that's where
Woohoo,
we're ending.
I died in one game. Let's see if I can do it in the next one.
Love happy endings. What a happy, happy ending that was.
For the sheer shit of it, roll me another death save.
Okay. Come on, a 1. I want a 1. I got a 14.
2
Okay.
steps.
Alright. Right.
Shall we roll
Well,
last one for funsies?
Sure. Why not?
I failed that one with 4, so I would not have made it unless I got healed.
Nope. No, you wouldn't have.
Does he heal me?
You know, funny enough, I don't think he would. So, we have one fatality. Alright. So, that was an interesting game. We're going to go around and find out where we can find everybody online and what their favorite part, if there is one, for tonight was. And then we're going to take a break so that we can all kind of rest up and go do what we need to. And then we're going to have a follow-up D&D game with Pi Dungeon Mastering in roughly half an hour. So, let's start with Alex. Where can we find you? What'd you like?
You can find me on Twitter at @awethotdogbun.
What the fuck?
It's my greatest Twitter handle ever. Don't you dare disrespect it.
Okay.
Agreed.
My favorite part tonight was undoubtedly the red herring book. We could have gone on and tried so many different things with that, but that was just I just find that amazing. Just like empty paper, empty book.
I mean, hey, you have the
Nothing
book.
here for you. I do have the book. I can find out all of its non-secrets.
Did my blood reveal anything on the 3 sheets of paper?
You don't know.
Darn.
You're not in the world of the living.
Yep.
All right. Undead.
I'm undeadbon4595 on Twitter. Favorite part? Our attempted stealth, because that was hilarious that we both just sucked like we knew we were going to. The thing where I heard the footsteps and then the rat was fun too, because my brain went where rat, and I'm fairly certain that was wrong. Dying was fun.
I'm in hell.
Yep.
All right. As for myself, you can find me on Twitter at arch_DND. You can also find me running the Lucky Die Podcast Twitter account, which is at TLDpod. If you're not listening to TLD, what are you doing? My favorite part was the part where you guys thought you stood a chance. That being said, you guys actually did relatively well against it, and I didn't think you would.
That's funny. A hypothetical. If I did 20 extra damage to it on that crit where I almost cast Searing Smite before I did it, anywhere close?
No.
I didn't think so.
You want to know what CR this thing is?
Yes.
9.
12.
Oh, shit.
That's rough.
Yep.
That is.
That was after I nerfed it. Because originally you guys were supposed to have 3 people tonight, and it was going to be a little bit stronger.
Oh, only a little bit.
Just a little bit. Itty bitty living space. Okay. So, man, I guess that's about it then. We are going to take a half-hour break. Some of us need to stretch our legs and whatnot, have something to snack on quick. We will be back in half an hour for another Halloween spoopy one-shot with Pi as our DM instead of me.
I'm going to try to die again.
Yay! So, thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you in half an hour. Bye!
Bye-bye.